Welcome back, friends, to the John Went Walking YouTube channel. I'm coming to you this morning from the Green Swamp out in the West Tract. I'm right at mile 347 where the Boy Scout of America Trail branches off. I'm still headed north on the Florida Trail, just giving you a peek of how it looks out here on the actual trail. It's been very passable this morning. I've hiked over from 471 all the way into here, and I've seen a lot of blowdowns from the hurricane last fall. There was only one area where a giant tree had fallen over onto the trail, and there's already kind of been a path made around it. It hasn't been cut out of there yet. Eventually I'm sure that they'll get to it, but it was a pretty large tree and they just hadn't got it cut out yet. So I'm going to just continue north here, like I said, above the 347 mile marker and the West Tract of the Green Swamp. So you can see, I know the Green Swamp, when I first started thinking about the Green Swamp, I always thought it would be a mucky, mushy, marshy place. And there are very few areas that I've came across, and I've been all through the East Tract and a lot of the West Tract out here, that it's relatively dry. Now, you know, I've been here in the winter season, so who knows, once we get into the spring and summer and we start getting our daily downpours, we may have I know some of those areas back in the East Tract back there, I know some of them, there were some pretty low areas, and I do think that had we were in the rainy season, I do think that it would be pretty swampy and soupy back in there, but right now it's not. So for any of the through hikers that are coming through this time of the year, it has just been gorgeous. It has just been perfect. So I hope all are well out there today. Again, this is the second video I'm making from the West Tract this morning, and I'm just a little bit deeper into the forest, and I'll probably make at least one more just to give you a look at how it is out here. And you can see just beautiful Florida landscape, the trees, the flora, and fauna. Everything is getting to the point. Everything's getting to the point. We're kind of in we're kind of in spring here. You know, we're only the second week of Feb, or just barely the second week of Feb, but already, you know, we've had temps in the 80s for the past several days. We did have a cold snap back in January. It lasted a couple of weeks, but that was relatively short-lived. And now, once we get well into February here, the cold is pretty much going to be behind us. You know, we may have a cold overnight here and there, but generally the weather, once you get into mid-Feb, you get past like Daytona time of the year, and then you're going to have some pretty warm weather, even if it might be chilly sometimes in the evenings. So you can see just gorgeous morning out here. Trail perfectly cleared, totally passable. And I'm just moving a little bit further north. I want to take a good look at this trail. Of course, this is the area that I'll be coming through on my through hike, and I want myself very familiar with the trail out here. And you know, it's all about, for me, it's all about planning, and planning is a lot of the fun. You know, I've had a couple of friends say, why are you already out planning for January 26th for it's like a year away? But for me, this is part of the fun, like being out here exploring the trail, because the next time I come through here, I'm going to be marching through a little bit quicker, and I have a feeling that I'm not going to be as casual. I'm going to be more motivated with head down and let me get through this thing, at least get my miles in for the day, where right now I'm kind of just taking my time and enjoying it. And you can see here, there were a lot of cars back in the parking lot, and you can see here somebody decided to take a break and let some of their hoodie go there. I'm sure they'll be back through to pick it up. It's fine. It'll be fine there. Up here again, another pretty good sized tree down, and this is all from last year's hurricane. But of all these trees, the huge trees that I've seen down this morning, there was only one that was actually blocking the trail back there a little ways. and there was already kind of a path around it. So you're not going to be held up at all out here. You're going to be able to keep moving straight through. So I'm just going to keep marching north and enjoying the morning and breathing deep and taking a look around. And I just am grateful for everything that I have. I'm grateful you guys are along for the view. This is just a gorgeous area out here. We got a little pond out here to the right. You can't really see it, and I'm not really sure if it's dry or not. I'm not going to go over there, but it looks like it's dry. But in the summertime, there'd be a little pond there, I have a feeling, once we start getting rain. But I'm going to just keep heading north here. I'm not going to traipse through the scrub brush there. Who knows what's in that scrub brush? We had pretty warm weather. I'm sure there's some creepy crawlies out there messing around already in this warm weather. So even today, I got up this morning, and when I left the trailhead back there, I would say, you know, the sun wasn't up yet, so it was probably 65, maybe 67 degrees. But now I got the sun. I don't know if you can see the sun right overhead me now, and probably that raised the temperature at least into the low 70s. And as the sun climbs, it's going to definitely go back into the low 80s today. You can kind of feel it already. Now, the humidity is not bad here, but it's still very, very early in the season, and it's coming. So we got to take advantage of this time that we have right now for getting out, because I'm going to be doing a lot of sweating this summer. Probably some of it right out here. I plan to do a lot of my training back in the East Tract because it's even closer to the house. You know, I can get out there real easy for overnights. But I'm going to be up here some this summer for sure. You know, even though I'm going to be I'm going to be exploring a little bit further away and getting a little bit further north. I still expect to fully be back out here some on this trail. Now up here, it looks like we're coming up to, there's a sandy road that goes through up here, and another, again, we're right here, little pond area. You can see little pond area right above 240 or 347, and we're coming out here. Not sure, I see the sign up here. I don't know if we're going out on the sandy road or if we're cutting straight across. We'll see when we get up here, but I trust the trail to be well marked, because it's been well marked everywhere else, so I'm sure it's going to be well marked up here too. So I'm going to be up here to this sandy road, and I believe this sandy road will actually run right back out to the parking lot, the trailhead where the parking lot is on 471, because I saw this morning, yeah, this road is traveled. You can see this road is traveled, right? Marks in it, tire marks in it. But I believe it goes back to that trailhead, because this morning I saw a Jeep coming out. Okay, so we're going to stay right along the road here. Up here I can see a marker, so we're right back inside the little forested area right by the sandy road. Kind of went around the lake there, and we're going to see where it goes up here. We got a double marker. We're going to kind of dive back into the wooded area, which is nice. You know, beautiful morning. A little bit cooler here, got some tree cover. So again, I have a feeling you can see off to my right here a marshy, swampy pond area that right now is pretty dry, but I have a feeling, you know, I'll be back up here in the next month or 2 or 3. Whenever I come back through here, I'll make a video and show you the difference. There's going to be a lot more water right there. I can even see some herons out there, big birds out there. So there is activity already this spring. I have to take you back out to Circle B too to show you some wildlife, and I will get back out there eventually over in Lakeland. So yeah, just a beautiful morning. I'm continuing my walk. I'm northbound, and I turned this video on right at the 347 mile marker, which was right there where the Boy Scout Trail splits from the Florida Trail. I think it shows it on Far Out map, and that's where I'm at. So you can see exactly what the trail looks like through here. And like I said, there's just no denying, like, it's just perfectly marked and perfectly passable, and anybody with any level of fitness, they would just come flying right through here for sure. You could make some good time if you were through hiking. Now, if you're out here on a day hike, you know, maybe you want to slow it down a little bit, take a break, sit on the side, sit on the bank there and take a look at the water in the summertime, and that would be nice too. But either way, it's a beautiful morning, and it's just about perfect weather to be out here. I still haven't seen a person, a human being, but I did see that sweatshirt hanging back there earlier on the trail, so there's somebody out here for sure. I guess they're just ahead of me. They could even be out here. You know, this would be good for runners. This is a good running path, so maybe they're out here running. I would have been doing that 20 years ago. I would use this as a training area for sure to get longer runs in. So it's gonna stay here on the side, and we're still kind of just closing away from the pond that we came around here, and we're gonna head back away from that here very, very shortly. And I'm gonna get up here just a little bit further. I'm going to cut this video and reassess exactly where I'm at, and I'm definitely gonna be going further. Just trying to decide how I want to break up the videos here and give you the best shot of all these trails out here. And again, friends, I've mentioned it before, if you ever, you know, have a specific part of the Florida Trail that you'd really like to see, just leave me a note in the comments, and I'd be happy to explore it for you and post it for you if you don't have access to the Florida Trail. Like I have pretty good access to, immediate access to a big stretch of it in Central Florida and West Central Florida, but eventually I'm going to be getting to all the sections during this year before my through hike attempt. So friends, I am thrilled you're with me again this morning. Grateful for every single one of you. We may be sparse in number, but I know we have a group of people like me who love the Florida Trail. We're grateful for Florida Wildlife Commission and everybody who takes care of this place. And let me give you a nice parting shot of these pine trees out through here, and then I'm going to keep wandering north. Just a beautiful morning out here, friends. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing this beautiful morning, I hope you're well, and I'll be coming to you again very shortly from the Florida Trail. Goodbye, friends.